Welcome to episode 65 of the CHUMPcast, and boy is it a doozy. Our buddy Denis joined us this week to talk one of the most anticipated releases of the year, Justice League. As the lone non-DC fanboy in attendance, I have to say this one was interesting. We also speculated on the next crappy video game movie that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson would star in, argued about James Franco as an X-Man, and made major scientific discoveries in the area of head transplants. I also quickly want to plug an article I wrote on Stranger Things, which you can find by visiting our friends at glitchup.com. Read it so I can write more things like my erotic fan fiction starring several of Adam Sandler's worst characters. You can get t-shirts and other merch from thechumpcast.com or support us by using our Amazon affiliate link, thechumpcast.com/Amazon. Shopping through them sends us a few cents from every purchase you make, and it doesn't cost you a penny. We appreciate your podcast subscriptions, even if they come from you stealing your parents' phone and hitting that button. Enjoy the show. We should start a new rumor. Who's someone we could start a rumor about?
Dog the Bounty Hunter.
It's got to be someone that's not super famous yet, but is going to be in a few years.
A Stranger Things kid. That'd be brutal.
No, because I like those kids. It's got to be somebody that sucks.
My boy!
What's dude's name from American Assassin?
Oh, Dude-Ass?
Dude-Ass.
Did you see American Assassin? You know what movie we're talking about?
No.
He's the kid from Maze Runner.
Oh, fuck,
It's like your classic
Dylan
movie
O'Brien?
you'd watch
Or
with your
Dylan-
girlfriend. Yeah.
Is that it, Dylan O'Brien?
Yeah.
Or we could do
fucking
Taylor
sucks.
Kitsch. We might as well.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't mind Taylor Kitsch.
He honestly, you would enjoy that movie, American Assassin.
Was it good?
Super bro.
It's worth a rental when it comes
Low
out.
key watched a couple episodes of Teen Wolf on MTV.
Was he in Teen Wolf?
Yeah,
was he
he's
Teen
not,
Wolf?
He's not bad in Teen Wolf. It's not terrible. I just admitted that I watched Teen Wolf. It's cool.
Hey,
You
man.
like what you like.
It's actually not that bad of a show, except for the fact that the acting's terrible. Like the premise is cool.
And they canceled it after what? 3 seasons? Or is
I
it
think
still
I think
going?
it's still going. Like Tyler Horse, or whatever his name is, the guy that plays Superman and Supergirl.
What does MTV
Oh,
even
yeah,
play
sure,
now?
sure.
He's in that.
Do they play music videos anymore?
No.
They're
They do it
there
at
for
like
a
3 a.m.
decade.
I think they went back to doing like a TRL type skit.
I think
For a
TRL's
little
coming
bit.
back without what's his name?
Carson Daly.
Carson Daly.
Did you see the new Jersey Shore, quote unquote, the Florida Bama thing they're doing now?
No.
They literally advertise it as Jersey Shore's back, but we're going somewhere else. And it's Florida Bama. I guess
So it's not Jersey Shore. It's like
not.
the opposite of Jersey
it's
Shore.
not. They just want to act like these kids are going to.
They're just branding it as Jazzy.
So their parents are still related, but they're in a different place.
Pretty much. No, it looks terrible though. And are they doing Real World or did they cut that?
Why did they stop Real World?
I mean, I haven't watched Real World in probably 12 years.
Yeah, I don't know. They used to do all the challenge shows. I don't know if they're still doing that. I know they're doing
What's that show with that kid that went to Eastern?
Are You My Match?
Are
you the one?
Are you the one? That's
Are you
it.
the one? Yeah. Do you know about that show?
No clue.
It's actually, the concept is pretty clever. So you have 10 girls, 10 guys all in a house, and they have a chance to win $1 million. What they have to do at the end of each week is guess. They all take a test before coming on the show, like a personality, whatever kind of test. They have to guess who their match is. They get a bunch of guesses like per week. If they guess one of them right, the couple leaves the show. Whether they're actually forming relationships with like another person, it doesn't matter. If they guess them to match with someone else and they're the match, they have to leave together. So like relationships are ruined because people are hooking up and they like want to be together, but they're not the match.
That's
So
some
they-
sadistic shit, man.
It's very Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, it's super Romeo.
I don't think that's how I would describe that. So who could we make up a rumor about then? Who's a new musician that probably had a rib taken out so they can
Oh my
suck their own
God.
dick?
Who's the kid that goes, I want to follow where she goes. I know when everybody's tuning.
I actually have no idea who that is. We should have
Mendes, I think his name is.
Shawn Mendes.
Shawn Mendes,
Boom.
that kid. You could easily make up a rumor about him and people would believe it.
Contracted a dangerous form of crabs. He's now in a coma.
Or he just like has no butthole.
That's
in
some
general.
fucking serious crabs, man. No, that's how you go. He doesn't have a
Crabs
butthole.
Tacoma.
Has no butthole.
It just healed up. One day he
doesn't
woke up.
poo?
Oh, he poops. Figure it out.
Fuck.
He has a front butthole, like right by under his dick, under his balls.
belly button. It shoots.
This went lowest common denominator real fast.
I wanna follow it. She goes.
Jesus Christ.
I know it. You know who I'm talking about, right? Do you know what song that is now? I feel like I'm butchering the fuck out of it, but I don't care.
No, I think you're doing great.
It's a phenomenal rendition.
All right. You pissed? I'm drinking a beer.
I don't give a shit.
You're not even looking at me in the eyes.
I'm literally looking you in the eyes right now.
If you told me that you were on like a cleanse or like rehab or whatever it was,
I would have brought my spinach juice, man.
I would not have brought beer.
No, I don't care. Erica had wine earlier, and I don't care.
Just like the first time we bring on Denis, and he probably hasn't seen you in forever, and I'm not even here to make it a little more or less awkward. He comes in with beer. You're just like, I don't drink. He's like, all right, I'm out of here. Peace.
It's all right. I was shooting up some heroin in the back. I'm pretty relaxed right now.
It got dark real quick.
What's up, man? I was just in the back.
Hashtag RIP Lil Pete.
Who is that guy?
He's this like 21-year-old rapper from New York. He's got an anarchy tattoo on his face. I'm like, okay, you're definitely mad at your dad about something. But
anarchy? It says anarchy? Or it's like the
anarchy
sign
with a circle.
Like sign with a circle.
The at sign with the capital A in it or whatever. All right. That's pretty much it. Think about that.
And then they go, he's been struggling with addiction for like the longest time, man. And then like TMZ's like, yeah, he OD'd on Xanax. I'm like, how much fucking Xanax do you have to take to like
good God.
Overdose?
He's like 22 bars.
And all of his songs, he's like, I took a lot of bars. Xanax, I love you.
Hey, what? I don't get the whole thick with 2 C's thing. What does that mean?
Oh, thick with 2 C's?
Yeah, what does that mean?
So you don't just limit yourself to thick with 2 C's.
I'm getting old, man.
I honestly don't know the reasoning behind it, but you know, if I see a good looking girl, I'll be like, whoa, she's thick with 2 C's. And you have to say thick with 2 C's or else you're like, she's thick. And you sound like you're stuttering. But
so she's really thick, basically. You're accentuating the thickness
but in like
by
a good way.
Putting 2 C's.
Like she's hot, but she's also thick with 2 C's. She's thick.
Got it.
I'm thoroughly confused.
Just go to bed. Go to bed.
I might whip up Urban Dictionary and look that one up.
I'm in my 30s.
I'm actually not 100%, and I don't want people to hear this and call me a fraud.
I don't want this to leak, and then people start using it, and it's not the right context. So
we're never going to get to Justice League, are we?
Wait, we're talking about Justice League? Fuck. Mira was kind of thick, I would say.
She was in it for 10 seconds.
Oh, she's very good looking, though.
I heard she beat the shit out of Johnny Depp.
Are they together?
Not anymore. Because she beat the shit out of him.
Hey guys, real quick, I'm just going to paraphrase Urban Dictionary. Thick with 2 C's, pronounced tick, referring to a usually black female whose curve resemble one of an hourglass, plus even more booty than a regular hoe. Most often found with a pair of thick ass thighs. In asterisk hood NIGGA voice, damn that hoe thick, and then it goes down to say, yo, damn girl, that ass thick as fuck. I'm just saying, B.
I thought you said it's tick, not thick. Tick.
Yeah, but there's tick. I guess you guys say on the list.
That would tick. Tick.
That was surprisingly eloquent up until you said "ho" the first time.
Well, I mean, I'm just reading what I got. You could squish some walnuts with an ass that tick.
All right, I get the context.
Next time I have a question, I'm definitely calling you.
Just holler.
No, I thoroughly blame it on TJ because every time I get a Snapchat, he captions it tick.
No one beats a joke into the ground like TJ.
With an hour-shaped glass African-American woman.
It's like an In-N-Out burger.
Yeah, it's
thick.
All right, dog. Well, I never asked the question, so I'm not going to start now.
We literally talked to us. I said, why don't you ask the question then and I'll go first and maybe that'll jumpstart. You know what? Fuck it.
It's kind of one of those.
This is what every week is like.
It's like I'm listening, but I don't listen.
So our dumb question for the week. Everybody, I'm sure, saw the new Rampage trailer starring The Rock. We saw it on the big screen before Justice League last night. Mark is so pumped for this movie. It's The Rock and his best friend is a giant white monkey.
George. And at one point, what does he say? I need to figure out what happened to my friend. Something along those lines.
I think he calls it his best friend.
His best friend.
So it's pretty obvious that The Rock is just going to be in every video game movie going forward. The dumb question is, what's the next video game movie that you're going to see starring The Rock? Make it as stupid as possible.
Detective Pikachu with The Rock voicing Pikachu the Pokemon.
God damn it.
The only reason I'm going to say no to that is that the rumor was that Danny DeVito was going to be the voice of Pikachu.
No.
I think it's probably bullshit that I just saw on some blog somewhere, but now I want it to happen.
First of all, it pisses me off that they're making a movie about a Pokemon, but it doesn't have Ash. It doesn't have Brock. It doesn't have Misty with the thick ass.
Yeah, Misty's thick ass. Ooh.
It has nothing to do with like the original show. It's like Pikachu on like an adventure.
No Team Rocket?
No Team Rocket. No Meowth.
Meowth. Can't forget about Meowth.
Or what if The Rock voiced Meowth?
Meowth. Meowth. It's like, okay, man.
Meowth, bitch. I think that he's probably going to play Tony Hawk in a Tony Hawk's Pro Skater movie.
He would just like,
can you imagine a skateboard big enough to hold that motherfucker?
God damn it.
He just tears a door off the hinges and puts some wheels on it.
God. I'm trying to think of some dumbass game that I used to play. You ever play Glover? No.
Never heard of it.
You ever play Glover? Yeah, the glove hand that would walk around. It was kind of like a weak ass Mega Man thing. I don't know.
Would this come with like a hamburger helper meal?
Ultimately, yes. That's exactly what Glover was. Now, it'd be kind of funny if there was a Crash Bandicoot movie, but he was just the mask guy with just his face and he'd just be bouncing around. That'd be pretty good.
I think that after we see this Lara Croft Tomb Raider suck with Alicia Vikander, they'll just give up and make it Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Probably.
He's going to be Tomb Raider with a push-up bra,
yeah.
short shorts.
Bigger tits than her, too. Oh, sorry for the
gender is dead. So bring him in.
Gender is dead. I'm gender's fluid, bitch.
You could put him in a frog suit and make him cross a busy highway, set it in an apocalypse scene like San Andreas was. It's Frogger. Boom. $1 million idea.
As I mentioned before,
skyline collapsing in the background.
He could be Earthworm Jim. You just strap a huge condom onto the back of his head. A huge fucking skin-colored condom.
He could do like a Clumps style movie, Eddie Murphy, and be both Toe Jam and Earl.
Yeah.
Ooh, Banjo-Kazooie.
See, now I'm just picturing Kevin Hart on his back, like in that Jumanji trailer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that bird never shut the fuck up.
That's Kevin Hart. It's perfect.
They're really selling that movie good, though, with that trailer.
We got early screening passes.
Kelly, out of nowhere, we were driving, and she's like,
you want to go?
I'm all in.
Yeah, we can go see it.
You got to show up early. God damn it, I missed that one until you pointed.
What?
Never mind. Let's not go back on this.
I'm in.
Second plug of the show.
God damn.
This is not off to a strong start, is it?
Are we still on the Rock question?
No.
Now I want to think about it a little harder, though.
Hey, I'm not going to lie, though. The CGI on the monkey didn't look half bad. It looked better than half of Justice League, and we'll get there.
I thought the alligator looked really good.
True. Yeah.
What was
that alligator looked legit.
What did he say at the beginning where he's like, well, the only worst thing that could happen next is if there's like a giant alligator or something.
An alligator comes
and an alligator pops out of the water.
Classic movie.
Nice little Chicago
He Beetlejuiced it, man. Oh, yeah, it is set in Chicago, isn't it?
Yeah,
they're going to decimate all of Chicago.
All right. I posed another dumb question that apparently is worth addressing. And it's a little different because it's a marry, fuck, kill. You got to kill two people. Batman, Aquaman, The Flash, and Cyborg. Dennis, it sounds like you got something to say here.
First and foremost, why isn't Wonder Woman in this?
Because that's too easy.
I really want to kill Wonder Woman. God damn it.
Because she's a believer. I'm going to go with Mary Momoa Man, or whatever the fuck his DC name is, his little, what do they call it? Aquamoa.
Merman? They call them Merman, I think.
No, you know how they take like a name and they're like Ezra Miller. He's like Batfleck, boom. It's like Aquamoa.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard that one. You must run in some tight DC circles.
Oh, dude, Reddit's a dark place.
Very dark. Stay away from there.
Marry Aquaman. Fuck Batman. Did you see his ass in fucking, what was it, Gone Girl?
Was that a real ass or was that like a Tom Cruise fake ass?
He's all in.
Take a shot.
I'm all in. And then kill Flash and Cyborg.
I think you got to kill Batman.
No.
Because Affleck can suck a dick. I've never seen someone handed the most pivotal role of their career and just shit all over it like this. It's fucking terrible.
I don't understand how this dude has the audacity to like lie and then say, I'm all in, and then lie, and then say that he's doing it, and then out of nowhere he's like, yeah, I'm gonna try to, and this probably leads into a question later on, but what a motherfucker, dude!
What an idiot!
I don't get it.
Kill Batman. Also, probably kill Ezra Miller because he never shuts up. And I'm just going off the characters in this movie.
We're going off the characters of the movie, not just characters in the comics.
Cyborg?
No, I'm going to fuck Momoa because he's the prettiest.
But marry Cyborg.
That would be technically getting probed.
It's like having do you have a Google Home?
What the fuck is that?
An Amazon Alexa?
Google Home?
It's the same thing.
Do you have one?
No.
I want to see it if you had one.
Cyborg is just like having one of those in your house. You marry him. Cyborg, what's the weather like today? It's sunny and 60. Also, there's a satellite plunging towards Earth.
Yeah, that's true. God, you made me really think about this now. I just want to marry Batman so I can kill him later on and take his identity.
Wow.
Made no sense.
I'm going to text Kelly.
All right. So, yeah, I would kill Batman. I would kill Flash if it was Ezra Miller. Sorry.
I don't even dislike Ezra Miller.
I don't dislike him. He was the comic relief, obviously, of the movie and pretty much made the whole movie, in my opinion. But
we're going to disagree on that later.
The funny moments are, I think the levity is what made people really not hate this movie. And I think he was the majority of all the levity in the movie. Right. But anyways, yeah, I would have to kill him. Probably fuck Aquaman.
He's got the hair you can grab on too.
Yeah, it'd be pretty nuts.
Dude, he's got gills.
I didn't see any gills. Where are the gills?
Catch those gills. Just touch him. Yeah, so I guess I would have to marry Cyborg. I don't know. Now
You're gonna lose sleep over this. I can see your fucking eyes crossing.
I'm like, am I gonna kill Batman?
I don't think you're all there today, are you?
No. All right, Dennis, go.
He already went. You are definitely not all there today.
You marry Aquaman. You're like the queen of Atlantis.
Yeah, I don't think I want to be the queen of anything.
That is true.
But he's super tick.
He is tick.
He's the tickest.
Where did he get that suit, by the way?
Didn't he go, I need to borrow something? And then just...
Was that someone else's suit? Because I thought the whole thing is he's
the rightful heir to
premature
Atlantis.
Aquaman where he hasn't really established himself and he's kind of just like a loner and he's a badass. That's the kind of Aquaman I got from this movie.
I could have sworn I
didn't think he had a whole suit to go fight crime and shit, you know?
I think while they were filming, like somewhere around the time like the first Comic-Con trailer dropped last year, they had like a picture of him staring at like a statue that had the armor on it. So I think it's like they're like regal king armor, but I guess there's not like a king right now, which is why she's like, hey, you need to come back.
So he just stole it.
So I think he's like, hey, I'm going to borrow this. And it's not even a trident. I don't know what you call it.
It's a quindent.
A quindent. Tough word to say.
What?
And then...
it has 4 spikes?
5. And then he just put that...
You are so stupid today.
That was bad.
I love you, Mark.
That was bad.
He takes it.
We'll get you through this. Yeah, is that who Willem Dafoe was supposed to play? Was his dad?
He was supposed to play like an advisor. So you had that's the one thing about the scene, and I feel like we're just jumping right in like the Justice League talk. But he was supposed to play Volko, who I guess like when his dad died on land, Volko kind of played like that role of like dad in Atlantis and Atlantis. Yeah. He told him, hey, go take the armor, go take this, but they never really explained it. He's like, hey, I got to borrow some shit. I got to bounce.
Yeah. So instead, this movie is less than 2 hours long. Got it.
Exactly.
Let's get off this before we just talk all of Justice League. So I'm going to kick this off.
Just as I say that, just like
you're just a mess today.
All right.
Get your shit together.
What are we talking about? The Army?
Great. Let's get into our best man alive of the week. I'm going to kick this one off with an unnamed airman. So somebody was flying a jet over a city called Omek, which is next to an Air Force base. And apparently they had to stay up in the air because they weren't clear to land yet. So they decided to drop some chemtrails in the shape of a big old dick over this small town.
My God. Johnson.
Exactly. That's the reference I was looking for someone to make, is the fucking Austin Powers. So there's news stories about this all over the internet now. And there's this old woman on there that's freaking out because she was talking about how she had to explain to her kids what it was in the sky. Like, your kids don't know what a dick is. Your kids have the internet.
They were testing her for sure. They're like, Mom, what is that? And they knew it was a fucking big fat cock.
Say it, Mom. It's a tick dick.
Get off your high horse, lady. What the fuck is wrong with you? This will always be funny to me. I will never outgrow this. It's just like farts. Farts, always funny.
Dicks in the sky, can't beat it.
Funny.
Can't beat it. My best man alive is this guy, Sergio Canavero. He's an Italian surgeon. You have to have heard about this. It's been going on for months. Let me finish, though. This guy is going to perform the first head transplant.
Okay, yeah,
you've heard about this. Have you heard this shit?
No, what?
I don't know if this guy's completely insane or if he's onto something, because he technically has performed this on corpses. Now I'm going to ask you guys, how the fuck does that work? You can easily take a corpse's head and rip it off and put it on another corpse without a head.
It on at the neck. Yeah.
I don't know how that equates to ensuring that a live head would still be functioning, but
once you cut their spinal cord, don't you die?
I don't know. This is the only reason why I might believe he may be able to do this. He's working with China on this. So
China.
He's working with a Chinese surgeon as well. And he's performing this on, I don't know the guy's name, but
I thought it was some Russian dude, because of course it is.
No, well, he's an Italian surgeon, according to this.
No, I mean the guy who's
Oh, it is.
Okay, so are they taking a live guy and transplanting his head onto a dead person? Because one of these dudes has to be dead.
So you take a severed head and you put it back onto a freshly dead human body, and somehow it undecays.
You can maybe pull it up, because I didn't look that far into it. I just looked into the fact that he's doing a transplant of a human head. I don't know what's wrong with the patient. He might have
he's got to be like
cancer or something.
Quadriplegic. Well, I hope he's not. Okay, if he's got brain cancer and he hopes that transplanting his head onto somebody else's body is going to fix it, it's probably not.
I don't know. We're talking about removing a dead head and putting it on a.
Well, he's probably like quadriplegic or something, or maybe he wanted to be 3 inches taller.
What?
They're putting him onto a taller body.
Wait, I think they're putting someone else's head on his body.
That makes zero sense. Why the fuck would they do that?
Wait, so you think they're just taking... you think they're using someone else's body to put his head on him?
Yes. Why would you volunteer for this and be like, I'm going to die, kill me, put somebody else's head on my body?
I thought something was wrong with his head. I thought he had some type of brain damage or something.
Okay, let's back up here.
Witness protection, 2018. Trying to be somebody else. I'm not Nikki.
He's right. This guy's 3 inches taller than Nikki.
You're thinking he could be quadriplegic, and they're going to remove his head and put it on another body?
I would think you would put it on a cadaver.
I was thinking something was wrong with his brain, and they needed to fully remove his head and use someone else's head. That's so weird.
That makes no sense.
Technically, it's not even him anymore. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. That makes no sense, because
that's like the age-old question. If you're working on an old boat and you replace all the parts of the boat, at what point is it not the old boat anymore?
Yeah, I'm super off today. You make more sense. I'll be honest. It's still really fucked up, and
you're making my brain hurt.
I wanted to get your opinion on it because it's weird. This
guy's gonna die. That's my opinion on it.
Hey guys, I'm super confident about this procedure.
I didn't understand his point he was making in this article where he's like, I've done it before on corpses.
No, you haven't. We would have heard about that.
How is that even relevant?
You've definitely not done that.
That's fucked up. Second of all, I think the human centipede is more realistic than pulling. What's that Superbad quote? You don't have the steady hands or the whatever to pull off a procedure like that.
I got to be honest though. This is your best man alive submission ever.
Yeah, because I don't know if he pulls something out of his ass and makes this work.
I will be the first to eat crow on this if he can make this shit work. But that dude's gonna die.
It's like the South Park episode where they all bet Cartman, then he can't shit out his mouth or whatever.
All right, I got an honorable mention.
God forbid. Because
Brick isn't here this week, he wanted me to mention the debacle going on with EA Games. As an avid Reddit user, I'm sure that you're familiar with this. They took a shitstorm this week because they're essentially selling experience in their upcoming Battlefront 2 game. Actually, I think it came out today. But I guess for the mere price of about $2,000, you can unlock everything in the game and have all of the most leveled up gear and characters and everything else.
Just rule over everyone.
Yeah, which is a really shitty thing to do when you're already selling a $60 game that everyone else is going to be playing but can't spend $2,000 on. But you got a rich daddy, so he just buys it for you. That's fucked up.
Okay, so first of all, they're mad at their dad, not at me.
Yes.
Second of all, I did not hear about that. But the fact that you can buy all that and just get all the loot and whatnot, I mean, if they want to spend the fucking money, do it. I did it like an OG back in the day with Pokemon Red and Blue when you just climb up and down swim up and down like the island, and you get like the missing number or whatever. And, like, get all like your free rare. Like you two-step the process. You didn't pay for it.
Yeah, but that wasn't online competition.
True.
Some people are born with money. Some people aren't. So if you get the game and
it all comes back around to privilege, doesn't it?
You just go buy Darth Vader and you give him the Darth Maul double-edged sword and you just fuck everybody up. EA's taken a shitload of flack for this. Their stock price actually took a tumble, which is hilarious. Yes, it did.
Wow. They really shit the bed on this one.
Well, now certain countries, I think Belgium right now is calling it gambling. And they're banning the sale of this to minors.
We will not allow this. We will just not allow Battlefront 2 to take over our citizens and think that
Adolf Hitler, president of Belgium. Got it.
Hey, you see,
Belgium's got to have some tough shit going on. Yeah. That this is like on their priority list.
But that's an honorable mention from Brick. We'll move on to the news now.
Thanks,
I know you
Brick.
guys are.
There's kids in Uganda arming AK-47s and Belgium's complaining about.
Did we ever stop Coney?
Huh?
Did we ever stop Coney?
Coney?
Remember?
Oh, shit.
Coney 20.
You just blew my mind right there. What was that about?
Yeah,
even?
I'm pretty sure they just like took the money and darted and never looked back.
Yeah, that was like the village in Africa or something. That
dude that was leading that campaign got caught jerking off in public or something. He was on a bunch of acid.
Isn't that always how it ends?
Honestly, that sounds like a great Saturday.
I don't see the problem here. All right, let's get into the news for the week. You guys are decidedly less excited about this. I am pumped to see that James Franco is going to get an X-Men spin-off movie as Jamie Madrox, a.k.a. Multiple Man. The Peter David X Factor run is X Factor Investigations, has some awesome characters, just ridiculously over-the-top storylines.
Is that the run you framed? You have one of the X Factor comics in there?
That is X-Force.
X-Force, never mind.
I do have some old X Factor comics, but I'm pumped for this. Nobody else seems to be in on James Franco as a superhero. But this is kind of an anti-hero. He's a fuck-up.
Perfect for James Franco.
Yeah, exactly. And we always talk about staying in your lane. James Franco is not a serious actor. I don't give a fuck what you say. Annapolis, I couldn't take him seriously. Spring Break sucked.
I did not hit her. I did not.
Hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
He's going to win Best Actor for that.
He's getting an Oscar.
I don't count that as a serious role.
I'm really looking forward because I'm going to go see that.
Oh,
movie.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm seeing that movie for sure.
We're going to do an episode on that for sure.
If that movie wins an Oscar, I want to be on the show to talk about it.
All right. You will be.
Sold. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Put your bets in now.
So my feedback on that is I don't really know much about Multiple Man, so don't take this the hard way, but they've screwed up X-Men for like the past like 10 years, or fuck, maybe even 20. I don't know, when did the first X-Men come out?
17 years ago.
I'm going to stop you right there. First Class was good. Days of Future Past was good. Logan, you said the last 10 years.
Okay, so let me backtrack for a quick second before I get absolutely raved.
Yeah, you're never raved.
Okay, so Matthew Vaughn crushed it with First Class. Days of Future Past, Bryan Singer, back with a vengeance, did a great job. Logan was awesome. I don't even figure Logan into that continuity or that timeline. I see it as like its own movie.
Okay.
And it's fantastic. Don't get me wrong. Was it James Mangold?
Yeah.
Crushed it. I even liked the Wolverine.
That was a low-key good movie.
Yeah. Let's not get it confused with X-Men Origins.
When he's in Tokyo or whatever.
Not a good movie.
He was in Tokyo or whatever. Yeah.
The one with Silver Samurai, even though they fucked up Silver Samurai. But.
Yeah.
So like this next slate of movies that you have coming out, you have X-Men Dark Phoenix, which is rumored to be like a 2-part series, which is great. Okay, maybe they're finally gonna come through and actually tell that story how it should be done. And then you have New Mutants, which I like the trailer, but you wouldn't have really known that it was an X-Men movie unless they drop like the New Mutants title at the end. But it looks like they're doing their own unique properties. You have Deadpool, but where the fuck is my Cyclops movie?
Cyclops is a dick.
A Multiple Man movie over you've underdeveloped the #1 X-Man ever.
No. He is not the #1 X-Man ever.
All right. Yeah, it's Wolverine, but
absolutely not.
He's 2 if he's definitely 3.
Okay, he's top 5.
I'm guessing that you guys haven't read X-Men in the last 10 years.
Can't say I have.
Okay, so he did some really terrible shit, and then he died. And
Cyclops did.
Yes.
Yes, I know about that.
And now he's back as a younger guy who is trying to atone for older guy. Everybody hates Cyclops now. He sucks. He's a shitty character. He's always been a bossy dickhead. Fuck Cyclops. Also, you're going to get him in Dark Phoenix.
Yeah, but it's that one kid from the movie Mud with Matthew McConaughey. He just looks like...
So what do you want then? You want an origin movie for him with The Rock?
Yeah, I want The Rock as Cyclops in a Cyclops spinoff.
I don't know what to say about that. I'm a little flustered.
Who would be a good Cyclops?
I liked fucking Dude Ass from Westworld.
Yeah,
that they killed. And
you did. I feel like Gyllenhaal wouldn't be a bad Cyclops, though.
No.
Doesn't matter. He's going to be Batman.
Yeah.
I was honestly about to say James Marsden.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, oh shit, he did play.
Yeah, that's Dude Ass.
But we wouldn't know because he only had like 10 minutes of screen time in every movie.
And then they immediately murdered him. Yeah. I don't know. I'm excited for this. I like X Factor, and you got a chance to introduce a ton of new characters here, including, since everybody's so up in arms about it, an openly gay character who's in a gay relationship with somebody else on an X team.
Game on. I kind of look at it.
Did you just say gay on or game on?
I said game on.
Dennis is all in.
I don't know when you're like using one of your quips real quick or
no. That was not a quip.
You're not all in yet.
No, it just pisses. Like, that's awesome that they're making a movie, and if they're passionate and they're going to throw Franco in it, great. But I feel like and Fox has never really had their shit together. Let's be honest. And then I'm looking at the DC. It's like, oh, Nightwing, Batgirl. Like they're throwing out all these movies. Hey, Gambit isn't even in production yet. Why are you why are you starting to pull other like random movies out of your ass? Like a Doctor Doom solo movie.
I would definitely see that.
That would be cool, but I don't have high hopes because what on like your last show, you guys are like, oh yeah, if you see Fantastic Four on FX, you flip the channel. I mean, they're just terrible. You don't have any faith in Fox.
You got Deadpool, you got Logan, you got Deadpool 2 coming. Obviously, they can make these standalone movies that work. That's the last thing I'll say about it. Speaking of Deadpool, we got the Deadpool 2 trailer.
That was so fucking funny.
Shows you almost none of the movie, and I didn't even care. The one little thing that you get out of it is the characters that come back. You see Negasonic's back. She's got hair now. And at the very end, you see Cable's metal arm.
I wish they would have did they show the trailer before Justice League where you were at?
No, they didn't show that or Rampage.
Really?
Yeah.
They showed it, but they didn't show the red band, which I was pissed about.
Yeah, they cut out the part about cocaine.
Yeah, I wanted him to be like, God, I love cocaine.
He goes, God, I love snow. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
That was another.
I was like, yeah, I'm like, Kelly, wait for it. And then he's just like, God, I love snow. And Kelly didn't like pick up on it.
Christmas is right around the corner, Mark.
Yeah, so that looks pretty good. I'm excited to see more from that. Also, I think we're going to get the new Infinity War trailer early in December. There's a lot of rumblings about that right now. A lot of screenshots have leaked. Hard to tell anything about it except that Chris Evans has a beard now.
They need to drop the Infinity trailer before.
A quick tie back to Deadpool 2. I'm so stoked that Colossus is back.
Yeah,
he was a highlight of that movie for me just because Daniel Cudmore is a fucking wet blanket over the past 3 X movies. So stoked that he's back.
One other trailer I wanted to mention was A Quiet Place, which we saw before the movie last night. That was the first time I'd seen that trailer with John Krasinski and Emily Blunt.
Yeah, I
was really intrigued by this. So apparently they're in a forest type area where there are monsters and they can't make any noise. Otherwise the monsters come kill them. Dude, you're out of the loop on these trailers.
I went to the Navy Pier IMAX expecting them to plug us with like the best trailers.
Yeah.
I like Ready Player One. Fucking.
Like you haven't seen that a billion times yet?
I had Don't Mess with the Zohan Part 4.
I would see that. I like that movie.
What was that movie? The Quiet?
Quiet Place.
A Quiet Place. Yeah, that was probably the worst trailer I could be eating my Jimmy John sandwich during.
This asshole again. I got to go back to Best Man Alive so I can give a Worst Man Alive. I don't think I've ever been to a movie with you where you didn't eat a fucking Jimmy John sandwich. And he's like crinkling the paper and it's...
Shout out to Eastern. Shout out to Eastern.
What the fuck is wrong with you, man? Yeah. Eat before you go to a movie.
What about
Jimmy John's?
What about those like Filipino or Thai people that sat right next to you that were eating that curry like Thai food? Just reeked.
The two girls sitting right next to me.
I don't get upset over the stench of food, but this food was so vulgar to the point where I was just looking at Smithers because he gets so pissed about like bringing outside food in and like making a nuisance about it. So
I just don't want to have to smell it.
And these people came in last minute, probably during Rampage, the one trailer you really wanted to focus on.
Obviously.
They came in during that, sat down, opened up their Noodles and Company Thai extra curry pan noodles.
It's like that scene out of a Scary Movie 2 where Brenda's eating like the chicken wings with the ketchup.
No, seriously. How do you feel about all these waiters coming by now and like all the AMCs? You get that around you where they serve you food in your seat?
Yeah, you press the button and like a little bit, oh, Sam, what would you like?
Yeah,
like,
they'll literally bring you a cheeseburger
codfish
during the movie. Yeah. The tuna sandwich, I know it's made cold. Can you please heat it up though in the microwave for me? I appreciate it.
I had like 15 people sit in front of me. They all came as a group and just a heavy smell of like just strong curry. And Jen's looking at me like, if I just sit through this fucking movie and hate my life already and I have to smell this food, I swear to God, I'll fucking murder someone.
Dude, it's the worst.
I think I would have taken that over the two girls that sat next to me, because every time they saw either Henry Cavill or Jason Momoa with their shirts off, they both went,
yeah.
Like I was worried that they were hands in their pants. It was obnoxious.
Yeah, and the big critics complaint going on right now is about the whole way they were portraying Wonder Woman in this movie compared to how the director, the woman that directed the actual Wonder Woman, yeah, they were saying the way they were doing it was
Jason Momoa was way more sexualized than Wonder Woman was.
That is exactly my point.
You're out of your mind, Bruce.
And you know these critics went with everything going on in the world right now, with all the sexual harassment, all that shit going on. You know that was in the back of their minds going into this movie. Oh, let's see how Wonder Woman's portrayed. The littlest things, her sliding, doing the kick or whatever. Oh, I got a quick little glimpse of her under cheek. The fuck out of here with that shit.
I'm not gonna lie, though, that booty shot was noticeable. It's like Zack Snyder was like,
yeah, it was pretty gnarly, but still. I don't know. Did you get that vibe?
I haven't seen that anywhere.
Could you tell a difference from the Wonder Woman that was in Justice League compared to?
Not at all.
Obviously, she had more screen time in Wonder Woman, but the way the character was portrayed, I
like when she had that sword in her butt crack and she was wearing that dress with like no back on it.
Where's the sword? It's right down her ass.
Hey, I'll give her this, to pull something like that off. Props, Gal Gadot.
Yeah.
Oh, she was excellent.
Yeah.
No problems with her at all, but don't say that she was overly sexualizing this, because I don't think she was.
I don't think so either.
Also, she had sex in Wonder Woman. She didn't do any of that in this movie.
Did they show her having sex?
No, but she goes in the room with Steve Trevor and they close the door. I mean, yeah,
she closed the door. She closed the door.
She is consenting.
She closed the door.
No, she's forcing herself upon him.
Let's move off of this. We have another Sony Spider-Man spinoff, because I know you love these spinoffs for characters that nobody gives a shit about. This one's going to be for Morbius. Do either of you have any fucking idea who Morbius is?
Morbius is the Mosquito Man, isn't he?
He is not.
Okay. Who is he?
He's the living vampire.
Morbius.
I honestly got nothing else to say about this. This is going to be, they're doing Venom. Venom's going to happen, I think, next year. We're going to get Silver Sable and Black Cat. I don't know what the fuck they're doing here. We were supposed to get a Sinister Six movie. We're not going to get that.
Do you think they're ever going to do a Silver Surfer?
That would
have to get it from Fox.
Solo movie?
Oh,
man. Yeah.
Fox has Silver Surfer and Galactus.
Fantastic four characters, yeah.
Quick question. If they're announcing multiple, man, does that just solidify, hey, that deal isn't going down?
Since it's technically 20th Century Fox that owns the rights to all of those characters, if you buy that company, you probably just transition it and keep going business as usual.
I was curious, because if they drop that, are they basically saying, hey, we're not doing this deal?
There won't be any dropping 20th Century Fox. The rights to those characters are worth way too much money. You have to assume that Disney, who has more money than pretty much anybody except for Apple, just piles of cash laying around. They're going to get it eventually.
Sure.
Yeah. I don't know when.
Yep.
But the rights on those don't expire for as long as you keep making movies. That's why we get a Fantastic Four movie, a shitty Fantastic Four movie every 3 years, because they can't let the rights lapse on it.
Aren't you pumped for Doctor Doom?
I will see the shit out of that. If they get a good actor to play Doctor Doom, it's got to be The Rock. Definitely The Rock.
The Rock would be good.
No, it can't be somebody that's attractive, because it's got to have a fucked up face.
Is The Rock not Black Adam anymore?
No, I think he is.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, here's a good one. Universal's animation department, dubbed Illumination, who has brought us things like Despicable Me, The Secret Life of Pets, and Sing, is working on a Mario Brothers movie. So we haven't seen this, and it's going to be animated in the same tone as Despicable Me. Nice. We haven't seen this since the early 90s with John Leguizamo.
I get creeped out about that movie.
With the tiny head Koopa?
Anything with a tiny head, I get extremely creeped out about.
Is that what a head transplant would look like?
They're going to take a baby's head and put it on a grown man's body. Figure it out.
I have anxiety. Let's.
Yeah, I looked at you. You're like, oh, God.
Last piece of news, and then I promise we'll talk Justice League more. Paramount is developing an Are You Afraid of the Dark TV series written by Gary Dauberman, who is one of the main writers on Annabelle, the Annabelle series, and he also co-wrote It earlier this year.
Are they Blumhouse?
No, Paramount.
Not good then.
Did you say that?
Yes.
God damn it.
You don't listen to anything that I say.
Just sporadic words here and there.
Do either of you remember Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Do I remember it? I've seen probably all the episodes. I've never watched it, no.
Is it just me, or were all of them revolving around some kind of creepy clown or doll?
No, not necessarily. There was like a Swamp Thing type episode I remember. For the most part, yes. There were some fucked up ones with like the parents growing shit in the house and like...
Sure, that wasn't Goosebumps.
There was some one with worms that really fucking...
This was like Goosebumps, but a little bit darker.
I think what you're talking about is, if you're watching Goosebumps, little side
Maybe
note,
I am talking Goosebumps. I have seen Are You Afraid of the Dark?
The dad's like growing leaves and plants in his basement, and then he makes his kids eat like spinach.
Yes, with the fucking mealworms and shit in it. Yes,
I was terrified of spinach like, until I was like 16.
No,
because of Goosebumps.
That's Goosebumps. But yes, Are You Afraid of the Dark? Wasn't that the intro where they're all around the fire and shit?
Yes, the Midnight Society. Man,
I saw a lot of those too, but I'd have to rewatch.
Yes, Snick. It was on Snick Saturday night, Nickelodeon.
Is that what they call it? Snick is
Tick.
Mark, do you have any interest in seeing this at all?
No.
Great. Moving on to Justice League.
Yes.
This is the moment that Mark has been losing sleep over.
Hold on, let me ask you, Dennis.
I'm all in.
Okay. All right, we're good. Let's move on.
So, rumored to have a $300 million budget with $25 million worth of reshoots, which I assume $20 million of that went to covering up Henry Cavill's mustache.
Oh my God.
It's currently tracking for about $120 million domestic, which is on pace with what Ragnarok did, except Ragnarok had a smaller budget.
And I feel like there was so much more CGI in Ragnarok.
So let's talk Rotten Tomatoes scores, because there was much ado made about this. Earlier in the week, it leaked that it came out that the critics gave it like a 47%, debuted with a 39% score from critics. Currently on Rotten Tomatoes, the audience score is 86%. We say it all the time, when you have that big of a disparity, it's a popcorn movie, and if you're not a pretentious asshole, you will like this.
Hold on. I'm gonna start not even going to Rotten Tomatoes anymore. Did you guys have to go to the video to see the score initially when it came out?
No.
The see or skip video?
Yeah, there was a
with
countdown.
Those two no-name critics that act like they know everything about comic books.
They're just building hype. They're just building all this hype, releasing the score, and then like literally making me cry.
Yeah.
We all knew it wasn't going to get a great score. I thought it was going to land between like 50 to 60. And for them to already know the score and then build the hype to release it, I just thought it was a little pretentious, especially when you said like no name critics. You know, they don't have...
Essentially, maybe they've had this YouTube channel for a few years, but still, you're going to make everyone watch this. A lot of people go to Rotten Tomatoes. That's obvious.
Yes, but now you're a monopoly pretty much on movie scores.
Now you're going to track them back to Facebook to go to this page, see it or skip it to watch these people talk and finally reveal it. I don't give two shits about these people's opinions. I want to see what the score is real quick and see quick critic comments from New York Times, Boston Globe, all that shit. It just really pissed me off. Did you have to do that? Go see the video? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I didn't do it because I was, we were talking before we started recording, and right before I saw BVS, I was so stoked about it. I was jacked up, and then I saw the movie, and I actually liked it. I didn't absolutely, adore it, but I thought it was, I saw Batman and Superman fight each other for the first time. I was like, fuck yeah, this is great. And then I went to go see it a second time, and I started reading the reviews. And everyone's opinions kind of started, dawning upon me. Like, you know what? Maybe it isn't as good as I thought it was. And I feel like if I didn't have that influence, I would have still liked the movie.
Yeah.
And that's why I said, fuck Rotten Tomatoes, fuck Metacritic. I watched a couple of reviews, and everyone said it's fun. It's just a great, fun movie. Kind of like what you said. It's a popcorn flick. And that's honestly all I expected it to be. Yeah. And it was that. And for them to just tear it apart and do that countdown video, whatever they did, I just thought it was kind of bullshit.
This wouldn't have been such a big deal if they hadn't fucked up BVS and people weren't focusing so heavily on what DC was doing
and
cinematically.
On Zack Snyder, too.
Exactly. And especially with the big turnover where Joss Whedon took over. Yes, they made a bigger deal about this than it needed to be, undoubtedly.
Yeah, I kind of feel bad for Zack Snyder. I feel like...
Well, you should. His daughter committed suicide.
Yeah, that's pretty terrible. But
did anybody hear that rumor? And like I said, dark depths of Reddit. and probably has no validity to it.
No sleep Reddit.
Yeah. But that his daughter had committed suicide. And how would we know? Obviously, but like just like the backlash and
From
then,
Batman versus Superman.
literally.
Whoever made that rumor up is a terrible person.
Absolutely.
Yes.
But it had something to do with like with Rotten Tomatoes and like just like the score. I don't know. It was probably really dumb. I was probably, half awake when I read it.
To your point though, I don't believe that rumor, but Batman is a huge fucking influence. He's the most popular superhero that there is. I think he's more popular than, would you say Superman?
Spider-Man.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah,
Nope.
see, I'm sitting in a room with two DC fanboys.
No.
Yes.
I am just as big a fan of Spider-Man than I am of Batman.
I think the bat symbol is one of the most iconic superhero symbols there has ever been created.
It's a staple in culture.
You are the most biased person ever.
Yes, you're never going to agree with me. But
No, and I would still argue that Superman's a bigger superhero.
I mean, I feel like they're both on par.
Only in the last 10, 15 years has it become cool to hate on Superman because he has every power ever. For a long time, he was the only superhero that was getting good writing, getting good stories.
Mm-hmm.
Had the first big we're not going to count the Adam West campy Batman movie, but he had the first big superhero movie, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, clearly, Batman was too dark and brooding in BVS, so I guess they need to bring Adam West's humor back.
All I'm saying is, to do a Batman movie, it's a lot to take on, especially when you're doing it after the Christopher Nolan movies.
It's a valid point. I'm not going to argue with that, but
I'm just talking about the rumor. Like, there could be some truth behind it. It's most likely a complete lie, but I don't know.
Especially some people that don't follow, they're not like us. They don't read up on this. Jen literally goes verbatim, why isn't Christian Bale in this movie? I'm like, oh, that was a trilogy directed by, Chris Nolan, and it's not in this cinematic universe. And I start rambling. She goes, you're a fucking nerd. I go, okay.
Ben Affleck has been Batman in 2 movies since then.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Back to the movie, though. Could you tell the Whedon parts, specific scenes, not the dialogue, the Whedon parts versus the Nolan parts?
The Snyder parts?
The Snyder parts. God, I wish.
Here's what I'm
Come
curious.
back, Chris Nolan.
So we knew that they were going to have like that tonal shift and it was going to be lighter in tone.
Yeah.
So there are certain parts where I know that is absolutely 100% Joss Whedon. But then there are parts where I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it is Joss.
True.
I'm not sure if it is Zach, because we always knew it was going to be lighter in tone. But there are just so many quips where like, fuck you, Joss Whedon. Like you just know that that it's his writing.
The part where Flash is circling Superman.
We're going to save that for spoilers.
Oh shit. Okay.
So I'll cut that. But
so yeah, I think there were some instances throughout the movie that you could in some ways tell what was Whedon and what was Snyder, but honestly, who knows? Because you don't know, I don't know, unless you read up on some of the scenes that were for sure him, but I didn't.
Dennis and I were talking about this earlier. We have no fucking idea what the director's cut's going to look like. Because which director's cut are you going to get?
I forgot about that.
And you know that they're going to put out a 4-hour cut of this just like they did BVS. So that'll be interesting to see. What made the reshoots the most noticeable was Henry Cavill's mustache, or lack thereof.
Yeah.
This is the most ridiculous, egregious oversight I've ever fucking heard of. Why wouldn't you just let him have a beard or something as Superman?
Or have a mustache?
Hold on though. Did you guys know about the mustache CGI before you saw the film?
Yes, because
I did not.
But did you notice it then?
Yes.
Without his influence, without Smithers' influence.
I noticed his face looked off. I didn't know about the mustache.
The only time where I knew that it looked off was in that post. Just kidding, spoilers. But there was only one scene where I could actually tell that something was off. But I just brushed it off. But I read on it, and you kind of knew what scenes they did like the CGI with it.
Yeah.
And that's when you start to notice because you're
looking for it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And once you start looking for it and getting nitpicky, that's when it becomes a distraction.
Isn't that just a ridiculous argument to have? That's so petty on the part of the Mission Impossible producers. Let the motherfucker shave.
Couldn't they have put a fake mustache on him?
Exactly. It would have cost them.
It has to be 100% authentic.
Yeah.
It would have cost them like $50 for a good fake mustache. Instead, they spent $5 million CGing it off of his face. So stupid. And it looked bad.
2012 would be so disappointed.
No, seriously. I'm thinking about all these kids that could have benefited from 1,000 tons of bags of rice. Instead, you're spending it on $5 million for
stupid.
CGI for a mustache on Superman.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I am going to spoil one part of this right now. And we'll get to most spoilers later, but you do not see Batman's parents get murdered. I was so fucking happy about that.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of watching Thomas and Martha get murdered in every movie.
It's like an endless loop. Just dead.
Yeah.
No wonder he can't forget about it. You show it in every fucking movie.
I thought I'm going to spoil it, but in the first scene where we see Batman, which is right in the beginning of the movie, I thought there was going to be a little flashback where
he's in crime
he's out
alley.
of it for a second and he's flashing back and thinking about it. The pearls flying off his mom's neck and the gun slowly fucking cocking back and shooting his
pearls flying everywhere.
Shooting Negan in the chest
for the millionth time. All right. Speaking of Batman, he's done, right? Ben Affleck is out.
I think he's done. Here's the reason I think he's done. I don't think he's doing that great of a job as Batman. If I were his Batman, I would even say to the directors, give me something, because right now he's fucking boring in the movie, and they are trying. You can tell with some of his interactions with, let's say, Wonder Woman, but I don't know. It's just not Batman for me. And if they're gonna do a Batman movie, they need someone younger. They can't be doing this Frank Miller based Dark Knight Rises or Dark Knight Returns Batman with the gray hair. We get it. Robin's dead. You're backlashing. You're starting to kill people. That's what happened in Batman.
You're mad at your dad.
Yes, you're obviously mad
for dying in an alley.
But you can't keep around this Batman for another movie. If you're gonna start actually doing Batman movies, you need to start with someone that isn't younger, but at least looks younger. And to your point, Jake Gyllenhaal, I don't know how much younger he is than Affleck, or if he's the same age. I have no idea.
He definitely looks younger.
He looks younger, and they need somebody to portray Batman in that way.
Real quick, do you guys remember that first Comic-Con trailer for BVS, and you're like, holy fuck, this is about to be the best movie ever released? And it has that quick scene where Ben Affleck's like looking at he's like staring at like the screen. He's probably watching something about Superman. He's just like, his head's like shaking out of like just like pure anger. You're like, fuck yeah, that's Bruce Wayne. That's Batman.
Yeah. And that was the Batman from Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns with the suit and everything. And exactly. I got so jacked up when I saw that.
I feel like Ben wanted to continue that same Batman because he's such a big fan of Frank Miller.
He knows it. Yeah.
Big fan of the Dark Knight Returns. And he wanted to continue that into Justice League. But DC's like, well, let's pump the brakes. BVS performed poorly. Marvel's got this recipe for success. Why don't we try something lighter? And he's like, okay, I'm not going to be, a soft Batman. And like, well, you have to be, or you're kind of out. And I feel like they kind of put him in like this weird spot because he didn't want to. And that's how you can tell that he's not into the character anymore. He's not. When he was in BVS, his acting was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm overreacting or just because I'm a biased DC fan, but
he was
great.
Good.
He was good.
But then going into Justice League, you could tell it's half-assed because I don't think he was given the character that he wanted to play anymore.
He's forgettable, I would say. And I don't like the way the team has come together with him being of that age. You fail with Batman versus Superman. Do something like The Dark Knight Returns with mutants, or do something to that extent. I don't like the mutant boss. Did you read the comments with the mutant with the one eye or whatever with the choke collar and whatever? Yeah, Cyclops.
He deserves a solo film.
You do something like that with CGI. You have a brawl in the middle of a fucking dump with fucking sewers and
a big mud puddle.
Big mud puddle. You do something like that.
Batman on a horse,
and you call it a day with.
He
Affleck.
Was on a horse in that.
He was.
He was on a black steed.
Yep.
Yeah, and
that made sense.
And you could bring in fucking Carrie Kelly. You can bring in what's her name from La La Land. I don't give a fuck. Well, it probably
Emma
should be
Stone.
someone young. Yeah, probably should be someone
just
young.
The first redhead you could think of.
Yeah,
Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah. I don't know.
The Rock.
Amanda Bynes.
Do something like that because you cannot depend on Affleck staying in the movies as Batman with him being of this age.
All right, we talked about the Bat Horse. In the preview, he's riding over a glacier on a horse, even though he has several planes and fucking everything else that could have gotten him there. He's got a bat submarine. He could have done he's got a bat fucking motorcycle. What is the dumbest bat tool that he could possibly have?
Okay, I looked this one up just because I was curious.
I think we might also have the same answers.
This one, I don't think it's dumb. I actually think it's kind of badass, and I wish I had a pair. He has bat jet skates.
To your point.
Where he rollerblades, chasing down the Joker in a pair of ice or whatever rollerblades with like jetpacks on them.
I could use a pair of those.
To your point, though, what I initially thought of was the Batman and Robin movie they did with Clooney. and our good friend, what's his name? I can never get his name. The Robin.
Chris O'Donnell.
Chris O'Donnell. To your point, he had, remember the bat ice skates that shot out with Mr. Freeze, that they were skating down all the ice fucking trails or whatever.
I was sure you were going to say the Bat MasterCard.
I was just going to say that.
I think it was a Visa. Was it a MasterCard?
What do you think his credit limit was on that?
Yeah.
It's a black card, man.
Unlimited.
First of all, do superheroes get credit? And is that an acceptable form of identification to purchase something?
How does Batman apply for a credit card while maintaining his identity?
I know.
Yeah, does he put
like
for his last name?
You show up with Bruce Wayne applies, but he's like, I want the Batman logo on it.
Yeah. And put my name as Batman. Okay.
No reason. Don't think twice about it.
So stupid.
Yeah, so dumb. The whole riding a horse thing just didn't make any fucking sense to me.
He's in Iceland, though. You got to respect the land.
You've said this to me several times. I don't buy it. Whatever. Where does this rank in terms of DC movies for you?
Above Suicide Squad.
Fuck, I hope so.
Just above Batman vs Superman and below Wonder Woman.
I think that's probably going to be the reaction.
Yep.
You left out kind of an important one there.
The one that started the entire universe.
Man of Steel.
Man of Steel.
You hate Superman so much that you didn't even include his movie.
Honestly, I love the score in Superman. Oh, I love that.
That's the best thing you can say about it.
Yes.
That was not a bad movie.
No, it wasn't a bad movie. I will put Superman above. I don't know if I want to do this, but I honestly think I enjoyed Superman more than Batman vs Superman. I don't think I enjoyed it more than Justice League. It might be just in between those two movies.
All right, Dennis, what about you?
First and foremost, Feyora in Man of Steel, probably the best fucking villain out of DC and Marvel, hands down. She's a bad when she jumps into like the Kent farm, yeah, or like the house and just says, "Oh, this is your home. Fuck it, I'm gonna jump through the fucking roof and destroy your house."
What isn't that? Didn't they shoot that in Normal, Illinois?
I have no idea.
It was I think it was like Plainfield.
Plainfield, maybe.
I think it was Plainfield.
I know they did it in Illinois though. But
no, Man of Steel still ranks as number one. I liked it more than Wonder Woman. I liked Wonder Woman. I thought it was good, but I also thought it was overhyped. But I didn't want to say anything. So we finally got a movie that's above like 50% on Rotten Tomatoes. So I'm not going to talk down about it. But I mean, it was everything I wanted in a Superman movie, minus the fact that he didn't really act like Superman until maybe the last 5-10 minutes or before he snapped Zod's neck.
I was going to say, when he snapped Zod's neck and was screaming, that was the scene that...
It kind of threw me out of...
I wasn't ready for it. And it was probably the best acting I've seen from Henry Cavill, or the most emotional I've ever seen him on screen.
He's a very good actor. They just haven't given him good lines. Have you seen The Man from U.N.C.L.E.?
No.
He's good.
No.
Armie Hammer, I was hoping he'd be,
You almost got him as Batman, didn't you? So close. All right.
So I would say Man of Steel, Justice League, in terms of just like pure fun and like actually enjoying the movie. I feel like I could watch Justice League another like 5 times. Wonder Woman, I feel like I'm only going to watch it, maybe a couple.
Yeah, you do have a point. I'm kind of...
So Man of Steel, Justice League, Wonder Woman, BVS, and then Godforsaken. Would always some kind of Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
It's always good when you get a line where you say the name of the movie in the movie.
Oh, yeah.
It's perfect.
God awful.
Just with how people reacted with Wonder Woman, I feel like that was the best answer to put her number one. But now that I think about it, I'm thinking of what I would want to watch twice. And I think, to your point, Dennis, would be Justice League over Wonder Woman. I saw Wonder Woman once and I'm fine with it. It was a good movie, but honestly, I wouldn't want to pop that thing in again and watch it.
All right, scored out of 10.
I will give it a 8 out of 10. I gave Thor 8.5, I think.
I knew we were going to have this argument because I gave it a 7. I gave Thor a 7.
Okay,
you gave it a 7.5.
All right.
I don't think you can even rate these on the same scale because the expectations are so fucking worlds apart. Because you see Thor and you see the trailers, you're like, this movie's going to be fucking awesome. And if it's not absolutely perfect,
I agree.
It brings your score down.
If I'm putting it on the Thor scale, I would probably put it 1 point below Thor. I would give it.
I really struggle with this because I can't. It wasn't better than Thor.
It wasn't, but
isn't that kind of disappointing? You have a B-level like Marvel character, and the first 10 minutes of that movie, you're like, "Fuck, this is gonna be fucking excellent." Like when he's just at the beginning when he's talking to Surtur and he's spinning in that series, like, all right, wait, just like a minute, and he's spinning around like, "Fuck, it's gonna be a great movie."
Yeah,
and then you have Justice League when you have the most iconic superheroes ever to have graced like culture. And you're like, Thor was kind of on par, if not better.
Yeah, it's
They've had more practice.
They have. I'll give them that.
You got an out of 10 score?
I'm not a big like ratings guy because I don't even know what my metrics are when I rate it. But
neither do we.
Fast and Furious was a 9.
I just don't want to say it and then like go back and be like, why did I rate that? I would say like
on the DC scale,
Man of Steel wasn't perfect. I'd say like a 7 out of 10. Justice League 6.5.
Ooh.
Wonder Woman a 6. BVS 5. Fucking Suicide Squad a 4.
Man, you're a lot tougher on these than we are.
But it was a fun movie.
I'm gonna give it a 7.
I'm all in, by the way.
Yeah, I think it was really good, really enjoyable. I will definitely go see this again in theaters. Thank you, Movie Pass.
Yeah, when? Like next week, you think would be the time to do it?
See it.
I wanted to see it Sunday. I'm not gonna lie, and I haven't had that. Just being there and just seeing it on TV, you're like, this is fucking awesome. Yeah, I was like, this is so fucking gnarly, babe. You don't have to come see with me next time, but I'm probably gonna see it Sunday.
I think the last movie I saw twice, I actually saw it 3 times, was Dark Knight Rises. I saw that 3 because that's when like the Dolby surround sound was like in and like the big IMAX screens were in. That was like all around that time where it was a big deal to see movies in that.
How many times did you see The Dark Knight?
I saw that in IMAX at Navy Pier. Yeah, very much worth it.
I saw it probably twice. I think I saw Dark Knight Rises more.
I've never seen a movie in theaters more than once except for The Dark Knight, and I saw it twice. But The Dark Knight Rises,
the Bane scene where he just beats the shit out of Batman.
And you couldn't understand what the fuck Tom Hardy was saying?
I couldn't understand my emotions. I didn't know how to feel. There was no score. There was no sound in the background. Just the only sound there was him just bashing in Batman's face. I was
born in darkness.
And like the chains and him fucking sliding down and shit. Oh my God.
And not having any score to that scene. I know we're kind of off topic, but it was just so like brooding and
it was so raw. It was great. It was just raw.
Straight raw.
It was just completely raw and thick.
Tick.
All right, let's spoil this, yeah?
Can we finally?
Wonder Woman. She's the leader now, right?
I mean, it seems that way.
Maybe we should do an overarching thing here real quick first, because the dialogue in this movie was not excellent. There were some really, really corny lines.
Very cringy lines. A handful.
And one that stuck out to me was Gal Gadot when they're fucking around after they are beating the shit out of Steppenwolf. She goes, "Children, I work with children." And it was like the Tommy Wiseau line, like, "I didn't hit her, Mark." Like, it was very poorly delivered.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hey, Mark.
Yeah, it was bad.
That one was super corny. But back to your point on her being like the leader, when she's like, "On my lead." I'm like, no offense, but who put you in charge here? Yeah. And Bruce Wayne's like running around, like finding everybody, and you just link up with Cyborg and like on AIM Messenger, and all of a sudden you're in charge.
One scene that really bothered me that I don't know, I feel like a lot of people didn't pick up on. One of the very last scenes in the movie where Flash is pushing the family in their truck. There was that interaction with the little girl, but there wasn't an interaction. They just looked at each other awkwardly, and she just did a slow wave as he like left. That moment,
what did he say in
Russian? He said something really stupid. He said Dostoevsky.
And I actually started cracking up at that. I thought that was hilarious.
Did he?
Dostoevsky is a Russian author.
I think I missed it.
Yeah, he said something in Russian. I'm clearly not familiar, but
I think I missed
it. But did she say it back to him?
No, she didn't say anything. She just waved.
So he just looked like an idiot. I thought that was funny.
She looked at him like he was an idiot because what he said was really stupid.
Yeah.
But she should also be grateful because he just saved their fucking lives. Fucking bug spray.
All right, we talked about Batfleck, Jason Momoa, Aquaman. Obviously the most charismatic out of all of them. Don't think he really got the screen time that I wanted. But again, this movie was under 2 hours long.
I talked to any of my friends that have seen it already, and a lot of them are saying, I didn't like Aquaman as much as I thought I would have. AKA, I didn't like Jason Momoa. And the first thing I asked them, is it that you didn't like him or you didn't see enough of him? And I think we just did not get enough of him yet.
They don't build the character.
They did not build him up. Frankly, the scenes he was in and that were focused on him, like the lasso truth scene, that was funny.
That was one of the best scenes in the movie.
Yes. I just want to see more of him. I'm not
Can
going
we
to say
talk about that for a second, though? Because when they showed that scene and Batman like points down, I thought he was telling him to zip up his zipper.
Yeah.
That was really weird, the way that they shot that.
Yeah, kind of was.
I thought it was going to be more visible.
Ray Fisher is Cyborg. Victor Stone Is Cyborg always this brooding? Because that's not how I remember him.
Oh, wait. Well, first and foremost, he just realized he doesn't have a dick anymore. So wouldn't you be pretty pissed off?
He can grow a robot dick.
Cyborg was like, I did not see this coming. I thought Ezra was going to steal the show. Momoa was going to be, Khal Drogo, but like much more fun. Ray Fisher stole the fucking show for me. Besides Superman finally being Superman, Ray Fisher was my highlight.
I don't know if I would necessarily agree with that. I think, to your point, it was unexpected.
He has the funniest lines in the movie that aren't cheesy.
I still thought Flash had
the
majority of it, though.
And let me know if you agree. With all the quips in like the trailers, you kind of got numb to him by the time you saw the movie.
Yeah. That
some of his new lines, like the brunch one, was hysterical.
Yeah.
I'm going to brunch tomorrow, and I'm definitely going to reference the movie.
Yeah.
Hashtag covered in. But some of his jokes just landed flat. Just the characterization of Barry. It's vast. I don't know if you guys watch the show, The Flash.
Yes.
Yeah.
But, and I'm not saying that his is any better. I just don't think neither are what I actually pictured Barry Allen to be, which is not as like silly. And I appreciate the way that he did characterize him, but it just was too silly at times. Like, even when he met with his dad, like there really wasn't. You'd think that there'd be more like gravitas, like more like emotion to it, and there really wasn't. When he's like, "Oh, Dad, I'm going to be a CSI or forensic scientist," he was just he had like these weird mannerisms. He just didn't seem like he was like serious, and that kind of threw me out.
Yeah,
but he was still funny. He was still entertaining.
After a while, I was just like, "Okay, I get it. You're socially stupid."
And I hate that line. Like, I need friends. I hated that line since he first debuted it in a trailer.
Yeah,
I couldn't stand it.
They had Rick and Morty playing in the background though.
I started watching that show because of the trailer. Don't regret it.
Really? Don't regret it. I would hope not.
We talked a little bit about Henry Cavill. He has, in my opinion, the best scene in the movie. When he first wakes up and he takes on the entire Justice League because he's confused and doesn't know what's going on. Completely stomps all of them. And the scene that completely blew me away was when the Flash was running around him. Ezra Miller has this moment of realization when he sees Henry Cavill's eye move at the same speed that he is moving.
That you can see him.
And the look on Ezra Miller's face is fucking perfect.
Yes.
That was great.
That was an awesome scene. That was the kind of thing that redeemed this movie entirely, where you don't think about the
Joss
dialogue.
Whedon?
Yes.
I don't know.
I think so.
Because I think that's more... Did you find it humorous at all? Because I think it was kind of funny.
Well, my question is, for a fact that was a reshoot because of the mustache. You could tell.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he looked like he just got like 10,000 Botox injections.
And it's kind of fucked up to say, but Snyder isn't that clever. Think of one instance where Snyder was clever but Batman vs. Superman, there was just really nothing there.
Some of the action scenes I think were awesome. One of the first ones to get is in Themyscira. Steppenwolf first shows up, rolls out of a boom tube, grabs a mother box. They're fighting him off and they're doing their damnedest. They're doing everything they can, but they're so conventional and he's so much more powerful than all of them are. The way that they had obviously planned through this and gone through this doomsday scenario, pardon the pun, a million times was really well done.
I think for me, I was a little caught up on trying to process how I felt about seeing Steppenwolf close up when he came down.
You felt bad. That's how you felt.
Yes. And I agree. I like that scene, but while it was going on, I was still really processing how I felt about the character, and I wasn't really astonished by him at all. And frankly, I didn't really like the way they did the CGI with him.
What's the actor's name? The guy from Game of Thrones, Ciandris?
I have no idea.
I have no idea.
Whatever the guy's name is.
Actor. I would just
he played the king for like the wildlings in Game of Thrones. I thought that every line that he had was, it was kind of like ominous, but as soon as he goes, "Mother," I was like, the fuck? Yeah. That line just didn't do it for me.
They could have just done anything like Martha. It would have been fine.
I don't know.
And then Superman would have showed up like, "Hey, you know what? You're actually kind of a bro." It's cool.
Not my favorite. I'm just really getting sick of the whole alien coming down to Earth with a big fucking vortex shooting down from the sky and his minions.
Well, apparently next movie you're not going to have to worry about that.
Good.
Why would you show the Green Lantern Corps in a flashback and not have a Hal Jordan or Jon Stewart show up?
Upsetting.
Wasn't the whole initial media push for this Unite the Seven? And there's only 6 of them?
Well, here's the thing, though. What was that tagline on? A poster of whom?
I don't remember.
It came out in BVS. It Unite the Seven, and it was a first release promo image of Jason Momoa as Aquaman. Unite the Seven sees kind of like a troll on like the whole.
That's a dick. If that's true, that's a dick move.
Unite the Seven Seas, Aquaman, the first promotional image ever of the guy. Yeah, they put that in there. Dick move, giant troll. I mean, it's just, and I'm pretty sure that they mentioned it too. They're like, hey, it's a tie into Aquaman directly, not the Justice League. But I mean, if you look at that flashback sequence, you have the old gods. You have like Artemis, Zeus,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure Ares is in the credits. When I was creeping through the credits, the guy from Harry Potter that plays him in Wonder Woman,
Remus Lupin.
Can I make a really douchebag comment right now?
Sure.
The guy that played Zeus, he's a huge fitness model, and I actually competed against him in a NPC show. Isn't that kind of cool though?
So does that
I saw him on
Poseidon,
screen,
or what's up?
He's never been in a movie before, and he was fucking Zeus in Justice League. I just thought it was kind of cool.
Some people thought that was like the original like Shazam or Captain Marvel, which would have been like a cool tie-in. But on top of that, you had who else? Some people thought that they saw Martian the Manhunter.
I was looking. There. That's why I want to see it again. You could probably do a freeze frame.
But I think it would have been listed in the credits if they did that.
Yeah.
But that Green Lantern, it was a cool nod, just knowing, hey, this does exist in this universe.
Yeah.
But we're not quite ready because we're still having PTSD from Ryan Reynolds in 2011 in that whole movie. But
we already know that they're getting the Green Lantern core movie. I mean, it's not a secret. We're not waiting for DC to announce this. Thankfully.
I was mad that Steppenwolf line wasn't in there, where he goes, no Kryptonians, no lanterns.
Yeah.
I was hoping that would be in there, just so he drops Darkseid once. I figured it'd be kind of cool for him to drop that Easter egg in there too.
Yeah.
Just another thing that was cut from the movie.
Yep.
That I feel like would have added, some more scope.
All right. Best scene in the movie.
I have a funny one that stood out, and it's that when the scientists were getting kidnapped and that lady on TV talking about her husband.
Yeah. And
she drops the F-bomb. She goes, they fucking probe my husband. I'm going to fucking probe them. And I was like, that's actually funny. Definitely Joss Whedon.
I think the best single line in the movie might have been Cyborg just being dry as fuck. They're getting ready to get together on the big plane and get out. Batman's yelling at Wonder Woman. They're going back and forth. And Cyborg says, yeah, while you were over there being an asshole, I was running some calculations.
Yeah, that was good.
That was funny. That seems to me like a Snyder joke.
What'd you think of the underwater fight scene with Steppenwolf and Aquaman? And we saw for the first time Mira.
Needed a lot more of it.
I'm super curious. You guys remember in BVS when they have that close up of Aquaman and it's Jason Momoa like holding his breath, and he's clearly holding his breath.
Yeah.
I'm like, how are they going to do that? Like, how are they going to do Atlanteans communicating? And I thought that was a really clever way to show them, how they talk. Just like, Mira lay a giant bubble, and then now they're not in water.
Yeah.
I don't know if they do that in the comics. I'm not an avid comic reader, but I thought that was a clever little loophole.
Well, you don't when reading the comics, you don't really process it like that. They're talking underwater.
Yeah, I get it. They're underwater.
But when you're watching a movie, you understand the whole fact that it would sound extremely blurry.
Post-credit scenes.
Awesome.
One of them doesn't matter. The other one,
awesome.
We kind of get a pretty big reveal.
One matters though. One does matter. The first one does matter because people were pissed off about the whole CGI even more.
The Flash is faster.
Yes.
There, settled.
That was the only scene where I thought the CGI was absolutely noticeable. That's when I was like, fuck, that's it.
Well, the more important one is Lex Luthor breaking out or being broken out by Joe Manganiello
as Deathstroke. That was fucking awesome.
A blonde Manganiello for some reason. But he doesn't have to be blonde.
He does.
No, dude.
I honestly think he does.
His hair dye looked so terrible.
I'll agree with you. It absolutely did. It looked like, you remember when you were in elementary school and everyone bleached their tips?
Yeah.
Terrible.
I'm like, come on, Joe. The beard looked good.
If Jason Momoa can fucking not be a blonde dude, I'm pretty sure you can just let him have his hair.
Yes, you had that point. I was waiting for you to make that point.
You could have just kept it salt and pepper.
He's technically
for the most part,
technically
for the most part, his hair really isn't even blonde in the comics that much. It's mostly just gray, like really gray. But I don't know. It would have looked weird if it was black to me.
See, this is the nitpicky stuff that fans like
that nerds fucking argue about.
His hair wasn't even silver; it was blonde.
Yeah. And honestly, I wouldn't call it gray. I would call it a nice tinted silver. But
Can we talk about Luthor? I don't know what your guys' percent. I'm assuming it was like everybody else, that he was just
Terrible.
fucking weird.
Yeah.
Okay, that Jolly Rancher scene. I wish I could like
Take it.
just
Then take it
forever
back.
like forget like Men in Black me and just erase my memory. But he looked the part. Okay, bald in a suit. Little side note: that's the same suit that Gene Hackman wore in Donner's original Superman.
Really?
Which is what I thought was like a cool little, you know, throwback. But he's still in a 1 minute scene, just a 1 minute scene. He couldn't hesitate to act like he just missed his fucking Adderall prescription and he's super like quirky. And I'm like, just act normal. Like, why can't you be calm, cool, and collective? Like,
It's the Jesse Eisenberg fucking mannerisms. That
They had a
you always get.
full opportunity to pull him out of this and not have him be Lex Luthor. He was Lex Luthor Jr. They could have just brought somebody and been like, this is his dad.
I was hoping they were just going to axe him.
I was because he's in Arkham. He wasn't in Bella Reeve or the one from Suicide Squad. So I was hoping maybe, you know, like his personality changed a little bit. He's more of a hard ass.
Yeah.
But no, he's still fucking weird.
Yeah.
He's too small for me, man, for Lex Luthor. They need somebody
Well,
bigger.
everyone's too small for you, bro.
No, they need Lex Luthor needs
Mark,
to be
how is
bigger.
the level of jackedness in this movie?
His legs, man, were just not that thick.
He's going to cultivate enough mass for the sequel.
Seriously though, Lex Luthor, man, is like he looks like a white supremacist most of the time in fucking the comics.
Pretty much.
So everybody that's bald is automatically white supremacist.
Dude.
For sure, he's
serious,
rocking
though.
like a Gucci suit. I don't think white supremacists have.
Deathstroke looked fucking badass.
He
though.
does. Yeah.
So
I'm
badass.
very excited for him to show up again.
And like I was mentioning, I was not ready for that. Were you expecting that at the end?
That scene was supposed to originally be in the movie, and then they didn't have a place for it. But I'm sure they spent a crap ton of money
On
like,
that
shooting
fucking
it
boat?
On that boat.
Oh my
and like,
God.
So like, okay, we spent a shit ton of money on this scene. Like, we have to plug it in somehow.
Yeah.
So there's actually a picture of Joe, however the hell you say his name,
Manganiello.
and he's wearing a Legion of Doom shirt in a picture with the guy that played fake Luthor.
Uh-huh.
I'm pretty sure it's Victor Zsasz.
Yeah.
That one Batman villain. And he's wearing a Legion of Doom shirt. And then when they drop the credits, I'm like, it's happening. That's what they're setting up for.
That was supposed to be Victor's ass.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have any scars, did he?
He didn't have any markings or anything. But I mean, what other bald dude just hanging out in Arkham?
What the fuck was going on? What was the point of the plants, the really exotic looking plants growing out of the ground? Was that just showing the significance of everything being back to normal?
Beats the fuck out of me.
Was it radioactive shit or?
I mean, I'm pretty sure that was like Chernobyl. So pretty sure anything goes. Sometimes I'm like, just why was that in there? I just try to forget.
Yeah.
I think the most egregious why was that in there is when Superman shows up when they're fighting Steppenwolf in the final battle and Batman looks down and smiles, which is the antithesis of everything Batman.
Yes. When he smiled, that was the second time we looked at each other.
You and I looked at each other and we both just shook our heads.
I'm pretty sure the reason why Batman and Wonder Woman never hooked up in this movie is he's just waiting for Superman to come back. He had such a boner for this guy. I'm like, it was a little out of character, you're right.
That smile was fucking terrible.
That scene with Superman when he first punches Steppenwolf and he's like, I like truth and I'm a big fan of justice. I heard about that scene. I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be terrible and corny.
Wasn't that bad?
It actually landed just right.
He delivered it
wasn't
perfectly.
bad.
I'm
It
telling
wasn't
you,
bad.
Henry Cavill is a good actor.
Yeah.
But then you got other shitty lines like when Batman is in that fucking crawler thing. He's like, sorry guys, I don't have a sword.
My turn.
Fucking terrible.
Or when Superman just throws him into the car and I'm pretty sure I'm bleeding.
Hey.
Or something like that.
Did anybody else notice his accent? He's like, you can't keep me alive, but I can't stay dead. Like his accent came out in that scene, and it threw me off. I'm like, because you know,
Cavill's?
Cavill's British.
Oh, I didn't notice.
I'd have to-
I know.
I'd have
I
to
didn't
see that
notice though.
again.
His accent comes out and he goes, tell me, do you bleed? And I'm like, wait, what the frick? I'm like, this is not a British Superman.
You from Wales
Well,
now, man?
technically,
What
he
the
just
fuck?
woke up from the dead, so
Yeah.
who knows what the fuck
He's
he was
confused.
experiencing.
He's confused.
I think we needed more Jim Gordon.
Yes.
He nailed
We
it.
got not. That's what I mean, man. They just don't give you enough in these movies.
I hope
they
that-
show so much, but they don't show enough.
I
is
hope
what they
that the
do.
director's cut has more of that.
That.
Which one?
Oh man,
Both of them. Give me Whedon where he's making stupid quips.
seriously.
I'm just thinking of random stuff from the movie. Did anyone notice that Ezra runs like the girl from Taken.
He runs like a fucking Muppet, dude. When they showed it at the end, he looks so ridiculous.
That was
the end, yeah.
that threw me out.
He's like throwing his like when Conor McGregor did that weird thing in the ring where he's throwing his arms around. That's what he looks like when he runs.
Unnecessary.
The fuck is that?
Like I don't know if he's just like learning how to like tap into the Speed Force or what it is, and that's why he's running weird. But I'm like, dude, for a guy that can that runs, you know, at X amount of speed, you should be able to. I look better running than he does.
Yeah.
And I'm not athletic by any means. But I did think that it was cool that, you know, he's like, oh, I just push people, run away. Makes you realize that he hasn't met Reverse Flash yet.
Yeah.
So at least you know.
Or anyone else fast.
Exactly. So you know that he'll, with that Superman scene when he's so surprised, you know that at least, you know, maybe there are things that he'll improve on and he'll mature and, you know, learn how to run like a normal human being.
Something else I felt about this, though, is with the ending scene with Steppenwolf, there was never a point where I felt as though they were going to lose.
Absolutely
Even when
not.
Superman shows up and then leaves to go fly away with a building, I'm like, okay, well, Superman's here, so everything's fine.
That was pretty funny, too. When
I liked
when
it
Flash
all.
was pushing the car and he sees Superman just pick up a building and fly it away.
But for Superman to completely overpower everyone like that, I get it. Like, that's what Superman is, but it's this Deus Ex Machina thing where he shows up and everything's fine, and that's your plot device. The villain and the threat are defeated. Kind of shoddy writing.
Do you think they're going to do a Teen Titans movie?
I was hoping that, so that slate that they had put out, I was hoping that Cyborg would turn out to be a Titans movie. And I still had hope for it until they released and started casting people for that Titans show on TNT, which I'm super stoked for, by the way.
Yep.
I think that might be fantastic.
So that's going to have Wally West as Flash, probably, right? That's
Younger
the thing.
Flash,
That's the thing where you bring things together in this way with an old Batman, and then you have Barry Allen as Flash, but then you have Cyborg, who was part of the Teen Titans.
But Cyborg's not on the Teen Titans anymore. He hasn't been since New 52 started.
He's Titans now. Those
Okay.
just Titans, I
All right,
guess.
we're going to do a fact check for
Yeah,
sure.
sure.
I don't know, but you have Wally West, which is the Flash I think of when you talk about Teen Titans.
Yeah.
So I don't know how they would do that, but I would love to see a Teen Titans movie.
They jumped the gun on this whole slate. For instance, like Matt Reeves, for all we know, Matt Reeves might not even want to use.
He wants Gyllenhaal.
If he takes Gyllenhaal, is he going to keep J.K. Simmons? Is he going to keep him as Commissioner Gordon? Is he just going to
Fucking better.
Is he going to recast like his universe as he wants it? Because he literally has. I mean, he has the power to do that. And that little comment that J.K. made about, oh, you know, they're wrapping up the script, or they're doing the script for Justice League 2. He doesn't know anything.
Yeah.
He seems to think that he knows a lot of things. I'm pretty sure he's the one that said that there's no script for Man of Steel 2 yet. Which
is a
is
sequel that
weird.
we need.
Yes, I want to see it. So let's talk about what's upcoming here. Aquaman's next, December next year. So we're a year out. They've moved up the Wonder Woman 2 release to November of 2019. So that'll be 11 months later after Aquaman.
Is that because Star Wars?
I think that they were just in a rush to get something out, something out that people want, because they're putting out one a year at this point, right?
Yeah.
And Marvel's kind of crushed them on that front. And so is Fox at that, you know, to that matter.
Mm-hmm.
But Ben Affleck, the latest quote that I saw from him is that he said, "You don't do it forever. I want to find a graceful way and a cool way to segue out of it. So just fucking done."
Or Dark Knight Returns with the mutants. I'm telling you, that would be fun.
He's not going to do it. They're going to replace it. It's going to be Matt
He
Reeves'
would do
story,
it.
whatever.
They're not going to let him do it, though.
Do it. Shazam's 2019 as well. So that'll be the first time we get 2 DC movies in a single year. And then Cyborg and Green Lantern Corps in 2020. Flashpoint movie still does not have a release date, nor does Suicide Squad, Batgirl, Gotham City Sirens, or Reeves' Batman that we mentioned earlier.
Or Nightwing.
I still don't know if that's even going to happen.
I hope it does.
There is so much hanging on the box office performance of Justice League right now. So many people could be out of a job next week if this doesn't perform. We talked about the budget for this, $300 million. That means you need to clear $600 in the box office just to break even. I mean, I hope that it happens. I've been accused of being a Marvel fanboy, which is fine. People on Twitter will say, "Oh, you want this movie to be bad?" Why the fuck would I want a movie to be bad? I paid $16 to go see this. I don't want any movie to be bad ever. I want everything to be awesome.
I'm pretty sure right as the movie started, though, you said, "Fuck this movie" before you.
What I said to you was, if Batman sucks, we riot.
What's funny about the whole slate is literally all these movies that are coming up, at least like 80% of them are like Batman's universe. You have Batgirl, Nightwing, Gotham City Sirens, the Joker and Harley Quinn movie, not the one that's in the Todd Phillips Joker solo movie that Scorsese is apparently executive producing.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure I'm missing one more in there. You have at least like 4 movies that are riding on this Batman universe. And with Affleck departing, where does that leave them?
Who fucking knows?
Where does it leave the cinematic universe? Are you just going to make Justice League 2 and slide in Gyllenhaal and pretend nothing ever happened?
Oh, not to mention we get Suicide Squad 2 at some point.
Yeah.
Because that's what everybody's waiting for.
Well, with all the same people?
Has to be, right?
Same director?
Black Adam, supposedly the villain, that's supposed to be Rock's.
That makes zero sense.
It makes zero sense.
None of them can stop him.
What has made sense thus far with this universe?
How do you stop Black Adam without Shazam or Superman?
Yeah, why?
Or a Green Lantern?
Is Shazam even in the Suicide Squad movie? He's getting his own
doubt
movie.
It. Yeah.
So some rumor that I read was Viola Davis as Amanda Waller. She's like, hey, you guys need to go find this like ancient being. He's gonna like help us or whatever. And they go and find Black Adam, and then it cuts, and then that sets up Justice League 2 with their Injustice League or Legion of Doom. Pure speculation, fan theory.
I want to see Solomon fucking Grundy in the Legion of Doom.
For once, yeah.
There's so many good directions they could take this. Just get it right. Okay. I'm going to shut up about Justice League now. You guys got anything else?
We've been talking about this for a while.
A very long time.
It was a thick conversation.
Yeah. I could probably talk about it for 3 more hours, but we won't.
So check it out. I think it's worth seeing. Mark, give me your recommendation for this week.
Recommendation. I went to GameStop the other day. I have no idea why I got suckered into doing this, but I'm a member of the Power Up whatever reward system.
You sucker.
And I'm not even a gamer, but they're like, it's just, they like, it was like a pity thing where it's just $7. I felt bad for the only guy working there. It was like at 8:00 at night, and I just felt horrible for this guy. I'm like, yeah, fine, $7 for the year, whatever.
They smelled you coming from a mile away.
Injustice 2 was $30, and I just walked in there bored the other day and bought it, and I've been playing it, and I'm not gonna lie, that game is fucking sweet. It's
Did you
awesome.
get all the DLC yet?
I did not. I've been playing the campaign, which I was
the
gonna
campaign
jump.
on the first one was great.
Yeah, I was gonna jump right into the multiplayer. I was gonna be one of those guys, but I decided to play the campaign, and I'm pleasantly surprised at how good the story is.
Nice.
I wasn't ready for that, but if you guys play video games, that game is probably getting down to a low price point now. So
I'm sure Black Friday there'll be some deals.
Black Friday would probably be. It's going to be like $20. So pick that up if you have a gaming system.
Dennis, you got anything?
I bought a Nintendo Switch. I had like a $200 gift card at Best Buy because of my points, because I'm an asshole. I spent a lot of money. And I'm like, all right, Switch looks fun. And I got it for Super Mario Odyssey.
Yeah.
And it just like threw me back to Super Mario 64. The game's freaking awesome. It's cool playing it on like the Switch interface. I thought the game's great. I still haven't beat it. I got like one more kingdom or something. It's weird going from being an Xbox fanboy for like the longest time and then going back to
Nintendo.
Yeah, it's like I feel like I'm going from like DC to like Disney almost.
That's a very stark comment.
I don't know a lot about how does that work. Do you play off that? It breaks off into a controller and a little screen, right? So do you play off the screen or you plug it into like a TV?
So you have, for people listening, this is like, unless you can hear me signing, it's going to be kind of tough, but you have like the Joy-Cons connected to the Switch.
Yeah.
And you take them off, and then it's almost like an iPad. You can like flip it back, and then play it like without it being attached.
Can
to the
you hook
screen.
it up to TV if you want?
and then you put it in a port with an HDMI cable, and then you can play it on the TV.
Okay.
And then second thing, Punisher came out today.
I
watched the first episode.
Did you?
Did you?
Was it
That's
good?
in my list. It's fucking vicious immediately.
I might watch that when I get home.
You have to. You have
John
to.
Bernthal.
Next week, our episode's going to be about Punisher.
Yes.
I'm in on this. I love John Bernthal. It's very dark. He's a psychopath, and I'm just completely sold.
I heard
already.
he's amazing. As the Punisher.
I said, I've only had time to watch a single episode, but I'm very pumped to take all of this straight to the dome.
Yeah.
Also coming this week is Marvel's Runaways, which I'm sure nobody else really cares about. It's probably going to be a little bit more aimed at younger audiences. Premiering on Hulu next Tuesday. I'm excited for this. I like the comics. This is originally a Brian K. Vaughan story from back when this was like an X-Men type.
Are they mutants?
They're children of supervillains. So some of them have powers. Like one of them is a Skrull. One of them has a telepathic link with a dinosaur.
Some
It's
of them are
very
just
weird.
assholes.
Sure. But yeah, it's going to be kind of weird and kind of out there, but I'm excited to see it. Some of the early reviews are very positive.
Good.
The other thing I've seen previews for, you talked about this, and I didn't really know what it was about. Future Man on Hulu.
Yeah.
Did you watch any of this?
I did not yet.
I've seen a couple commercials for it now. I might check it out.
Is that with the guy from the Hunger Games?
Yeah, PETA.
PETA.
All right, let's
Is
shut
he-
up
is
because
he
we've been
all
doing
in?
this for 2 fucking hours.
He's all in. Hey, Dennis, I appreciate you being all in on this episode. Thanks for coming on, bro.
Thanks for having me, chumps.
Ryan, you got anything to say?
No, God, I want to go to
You
bed.
look defeated.
I'm sober.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. I guess jumps out, motherfucker.